Who said crime doesn't pay? In this world, you can certainly make it happen. The last chapter perhaps gave some fans a sense of confusion on why the chapter went to a side story route. It did focus on Twice, a villain that isn't a major villain in the first place. This chapter, however, made it much clearer on why the mangaka wrote the way it did, and it paid off strong. The chapter mostly focused on the discussion between All Might and All for One, and while we don't get any progress on the plot, the interest of his world certainly increased greatly. As one would think, we would get something of a plot twist within the conversation. It wasn't intended to do so. Rather, it brought the sense of corruption and how similar everyone truly are. The whole segment of the conversation was enticing, thrilling, and well thought out from the mangaka. The choice of wordings and the images brought out the definition of darkness awaits and nothing can stop it. All for One, even behind bars and strap no less, still brought out a chilling vibe to the atmosphere. It was smart to start off with description of his area, leaving you feeling that nothing can go wrong, when in reality it's all done with words to bring out the sense of danger. When All for One allowed the assumption that he is very secure to not able to do anything, that brought some chills in me, because just how much he is that confident. The discussion was rather thought-provoking, as it was worded the way that heroes and villains are no different from each other. It's all based on their actions that classify them as separate entities. However, they are pretty similar in many ways. The last chapter was reinforced by All for One, as well as vice versa, to show that his words are strong enough to convince us on how true they are. Villains can come from anywhere, not essentially tied up to that person has a sad past, so that will result that person becoming a villain. It's a life choice of theirs, so something cannot be predicted, and I like that approach for this type of series. All for One's words about doing what everyone is doing were strong because of how much it set the world in. He is seen as a human more so than a generic comic book villain, meaning he has much more to him than just being evil due to writing. He has motivation, he has a goal to aim for, and he has someone to pass down as his successor. He wanted immortality, but that was taken away by All Might. So the next best thing to do is to pass down to the next generation. It's eerily similar to All Might, but that's how life works. It's a cycle that each side will continue to press forward, yet they aren't far apart from each other. All for One set the tone into the much darker atmosphere when he taunted All Might that he can't do anything anymore, and the world is collapsing because of his absence. When the world loses a hero that has been preventing a major disaster, the world becomes vulnerable to the point that people themselves grow great fear. All Might becomes hell-bent on his words that he will never let him or Deku be killed by Shigaraki, as well as allow his vision of villain overcome the world. It was chilling yet satisfying in writing department. It was all thanks to the visual and his dialogues. It was done really well that I was glued into their conversation. The conversation kept growing darker and darker in its tone, as well as how All Might was trying to maintain his cool. This chapter truly benefited from the last chapter because All for One's words are strongly enhanced the impact that had me feeling engulfed, believing every word he's saying. He could say the absolute most cliched line ever, and it would still have some presence of truth. Deku sending a message to All Might about his accomplishments was a nice relief moment, showing that All Might still have a hope left behind, and he must not dwindle on it. It came in the right timing, leaving me feeling reassured that darkness can't completely consume the world. The end left a note that Deku's focus will continue onto the next chapter, where Bakugo asking him to come along and discuss about his quirk. This chapter is a direct continuation from the last chapter, and I don't mean like, well, of course, it was the last chapter, what do you expect? What I mean is, the whole theme of the villain have been connected deeply, that All for One came off looking stronger than All Might even before the gate closing. It gave us the sense of his world, with villains roaming around more than ever, as well as why it is the way it is. Now we have that out of the way, we can can be even more invested with his world, and with Deku back in focus, we can start seeing the sense of danger stronger than before. I'm giving this chapter an 8. I do wonder how the interview with Stein went down. That was cancelled out before we got to know anything more about it. That left me wondering for any detail, if there's any. I really enjoyed the conversation between those two, as it really gets me invested with the world. So with going back to Deku, the moment of danger strikes is going to be more impactful than before. It's really doing a good job, and so far the future is looking good in terms of writing. My thoughts are told. Don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.